Now, Heartland Sports with Todd Richards.
Hi again, everyone. In case you missed the Cardinals caravan earlier this week, some of the team's top young players making their way to Cape Girardeau on Monday. Boy, there was a lot of good ones to talk to, including really some of the organization's top young up-and-coming players like Jimmy Crooks, who hit a homer in his first hit against the Reds. We'll talk about that in a moment. And pitcher Andre Granillo, who also spent some time in the big leagues last season, actually made history by recording a win and a save in the same day. That's crazy. The guys talked about their great moments in their first year in the big leagues.
My third AB was a left on left. I forgot the dude's name that was pitching, but I worked a 3-2 count, and he got 2 strikes early on me. He hung a slider, and I hit it, and pretty much just closed my eyes when I hit it, and I saw it go in the air. I was like, oh, that's got a good chance of going.
High points were definitely pitching at Dodger Stadium in front of my family, Petco, and then the win and the save in the same day. That was an awesome day for my family, just for them to call me after the game, just hear my name and see that I made history. So that was cool. That was definitely a good point.
Man, that is definitely awesome, and certainly enjoyed visiting with the young Cardinals. Hope to have more on them in the upcoming days, some of the Cardinals. Meanwhile, St. Louis, one of the greats, right back with the organization after wearing the Redbirds uniform for 19 years as a player, Yadier Molina, returning to the Cardinals to serve as special assistant to the new president of baseball operations, Chaim Bloom. Now, last season, Cardinals fans saw the 10-time All-Star in the dugout as he worked as a guest coach with manager Ali Marmol. This year, Yadi will provide his thoughts on the club's catching program, game strategy, and day-to-day operations. Well, the SEMO men's basketball team looks to be ready to get things rolling big time after a big-time win last night. Southeast put together a strong performance at the Show Me Center, beat first-place UT Martin 66-50, ending a 3-game losing streak, snapping a 7-game winning streak for the Skyhawks. Luke Almodovar had 22 points, including a career-best 6 3-pointers. You saw that, the slam dunk, and also, man, I'll tell you what, they were attacking the glass, playing defense, so looking just really good heading into tomorrow night. And that's what's next. We'll show it to you right now. The Redhawks men and women will close out a season-long 4-game homestand with the women's start time set for 5:15. And that's followed by the men's game at 7:30 against Little Rock, a team that's playing really well.